welcome to the Transfer Exchange Show. We are live. Manchester United, a bit rocky at the moment. We thought that Rubin's Reds were rocking, even though they did lose to Arsenal. The following week, we get a draw against Fulham. And Garth is raging, not happy. And he saved it. He saved his reaction for you. We didn't even speak about it last night. He said, I'm going to save it. I said, Garth, save it. This could be gold. All right. Let's use this. All right. Arsenal. 5-star performance in second gear, though, against Leeds United at home. A few other results this week. We've got Liverpool versus Newcastle in the background. I can hear the atmosphere penetrating through the TV. St James's Park is absolutely rocking.
Buzzing,
as you would expect. What's that?
Yeah, it's going to be a fiery game. There's no two ways about it. Just
already fiery.
Yeah.
Oh,
for a Liverpool-Newcastle game before. I'm hyped for this game, brother.
Yeah, could it be the Liverpool-Newcastle games that we used to see in the 90s? The 5-4 was it? And the 4-3. Unbelievable games. Went down in Premier League history as some of the greatest games you will ever watch. Well, hopefully in the background, we see that tonight. Potentially some yellow cards. I mean, I'm going to see Newcastle fans take out their vengeance on Liverpool because one of their players wanted to move teams, and Liverpool fans have treated it in not very well. So I know Newcastle fans are fuming at the entitlement of Liverpool fans, but we will see. We will see how this game goes. Personally, I think Newcastle could nick something. I think Newcastle could get themselves a draw, which would be good for Arsenal in the title race. The title race that apparently Arsenal are now favourites for. Not on my watch, mate. Not on my watch. This week
no
before,
excuses.
You had concerns. There are people concerned after we beat Man United. And now all of a sudden Arsenal are favourites after beating Leeds United, newly promoted team. Not today, lad. Not today. Clear Liverpool fan trying to take the pressure off of Liverpool. Liverpool won the league. They're the favourites. Before the season started, people were written Arsenal off and they were looking at Liverpool and Man City. So we'll just sit there in the background as the underdogs. We can be the underdogs. We'll deal with that.
You're not the dogs.
Yes, we will. Zip it. Everton, my team is the surprise dark horses of the Premier League. I've tipped to get a European spot in 8th. Got their first victory at the new Goodison Park, innit?
Yeah, what's it called? It's got a name, isn't it? Something Hill Stadium or so. I can't think what it's called. I completely
forgot about it, but I looked at it and it was like first win at the new stadium, and I was looking at it. I was like, it does look very new and polished. But we're discussing that, and more importantly, we're discussing Jack Grealish, the player that many people have written off, the player that many people have given a hard time, and sometimes rightly so. But yeah, we're going to be discussing Jack Grealish and his potential return to form and his potential rejuvenation, second chance, we could say, of Jack Grealish, who has actually got a very glittering career, even though people don't want to admit it. And there's a few other games in the Premier League we're going to be discussed as well, and whether people have changed their minds after the first couple of weeks on their teams to go down and potentially teams to be in that top 4 to top 6. So let's discuss first and foremost. Welcome, Garth. How you doing, Garth?
Yeah, good, mate. You good, mate? Yourself?
I'm good. Look, I was at the game on Saturday. The atmosphere was absolutely pumping. Went to the North Bank to go and grab a beer just to soak it in a little bit. Got there early as well. But then everyone else did. Like 2 hours before the kickoff, it was the whole of the Emirates was like, whether in the ground and around the ground, it was absolutely packed. I could see people moving, going up to the ground before that as well. And yeah.
So what I'm hearing is you're the reason they ran out of lager. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
Yeah, they ran out of lager. First day of Asahi on tap. Arsenal. Lovely drop, as they like to say.
Nice lager.
Yeah, and it was smashed down a couple of them. Went back half times, grabbed one. And they were like, "Nah, it's all gone. We've got IPA." I was like, IPA.
Nah, I said, give it here. One of them.
I said, give it here. Just give it over. I drink it. It was actually lovely as well. It was actually nice as well. I can't even remember what it was. But by that point, I was about 6 beers in. And as long as it was wet and cold and alcoholic, I didn't really care. I didn't really care. Yeah, brilliant day. Obviously, we got to see Eze come out onto the pitch, new signing. Something you don't really get to see. But I think with him, it was even more fitting. It gave him the opportunity to sort of see the things he potentially wanted to see when he was a kid or dreamt about as a kid coming out onto the pitch. And it was a nice touch as well. You could see he was emotional. The crowd gave him such a reception. It was like he'd scored a goal. And I think that for someone like Eze will be a big thing for him.
Big confidence boost. The crowd reception he got was amazing, bro. I messaged you straight away, didn't I? I was like, "You there?" Because I'd just seen Eze come out, and the reception he got, like that was like you putting out Prime Messi. You know what I mean? Like for a crowd, because I think the official signature on paper happened just before kickoff. That's why he was there. Yeah. So
we knew something was happening because they put on the screens, come out 15 minutes before kickoff, and then literally at about 10 past or probably 5 o'clock, I looked at my phone and it had the announcement on the Arsenal website, and I was like, it's definitely Eze. Like we knew it was Eze, but it was definitely Eze. So everyone was buzzing at that point there. Got out, and he came out, and everyone was like cheering. And then it just went on longer and longer. And then everyone was just like, Arsenal, like proper loud. It was really good.
Have you seen it on TV yet? You've seen the smile on his chevy?
Yeah. It was.
Mate, that geezer is hyped at the moment.
He's so hyped. And I said it, his face was like the kind of face you pull when you're trying not to smile too hard. And it was just like, he couldn't hold back. It was, he was buzzing. He was buzzing. And you can tell all the stories you're starting to hear, he sounds like a proper good lad as well. The kind of player you want at your team. Apparently rang up Arteta to ask if, like, just to sort of see what's happening with the deal. Like, he really wants to come and join. Wanted to come to the club earlier. I think he got to get permission from Crystal Palace because the deal was being done. He just wanted to come to the club and being around everything. Just everything. So yeah, really, really good. Really, really excited to see.
Yeah, he's gone about it pretty well as well. Like he hasn't, like everyone knew he wanted to move last year. He stayed. He's won 2 trophies with Palace now. Like, listen, obviously my in-laws, my family's big Palace fans. I feel for him a little bit, like late in the window, but I think he, like, as much as he wanted this move, he wouldn't have thrown his toys out of the pram if nothing materialised come 1st September. So
no, I don't think he would have done it because and again, I think he would have known that a move was coming. Whether it had been Arsenal in the end, we don't know, but he knew a move was coming. And I have to say, big shout out to the Crystal Palace fans because they have been absolutely outstanding in this whole saga. Like, even like since he's gone. I've seen so many videos of Palace fans that have just handled it with class, wished him well, no ill feeling. Actually, like the opposite. It's like we really want him to do well. They like that he's gone to Arsenal. There would have been a little bit of reluctance for him to go to Tottenham for some of them, but everyone I've spoken or everyone I've seen is like, no, we're happy he's gone to Arsenal. And I even see people like one geezer was like, yeah, I cried. Because he was the reason why we won the FA Cup, first trophy we've ever won, and I just felt like fair play, good luck to him, and they're just being absolutely class, the Crystal Palace fans, and through all of it. So yeah, fair play to them, shout out to them, absolutely brilliant they've been. But it's time to see football in its darkest colours.
Oh, from hype train to death train. Let's go, come on.
The Red Devils were rocking last week, but only rocking to a 1-0 defeat. This week, they kind of stumbled their way to a 1-1 draw against Fulham. Garth, I know you're not happy. Talk us through the game first and foremost. And then we go through the main frustrations.
Yeah, I was going to say, and then we'll get into the game. Listen, first 15, we looked up for it. But I've seen this story before. First 15, fast-paced play, nice little movements, nice little interchanges from players, good attacking presence. Cunha got through a couple of times, hit the post. We looked all right, and at that moment, I was like, "All right, maybe we have turned the corner." And then it just went downhill from there. In all fairness, Fulham should have won the game. We looked sluggish. The midfield was overrun. Our wing backs weren't defending in the appropriate spaces when their wingers were attacking. And in all honesty, Fulham had the better chances and definitely should have won on the day. I feel like we didn't deserve the penalty. The penalty was soft, but this is what we're doing now. This is how it's going. Like if you've got any hands on a player, it's a penalty. But then literally behind Bassey and who was it got thrown? Mount got thrown. Luke Shaw's got whoever it was wrapped up. You know what I mean? So if Bassey's a foul, and so's Luke Shaw, we're going to see a lot more of these. So prepare yourself. Like all the fans, prepare yourself for penalties being given for manhandling in the box. Obviously, it's been one of the big drives that, along with the 8-second rule with goalkeepers, that the referees want to bring in. They're going to be really strict on holding in the box. So by the letter of the law, it is a penalty, but yes, soft in my opinion. Then Bruno, I mean, I really needed to speak to Nathan about this, really, but I'm not a pro. Oh, anyway, you played at a better level than me, much better level than me. Would your run up, if your run up for a penalty is interrupted, would that put you off that much once you've reset?
I've seen a lot of this discourse online, and surprisingly, a lot of people are agreeing with Bruno Fernandes. I'm sorry, but you have to be prepared for a lot of things when you're taking it. But bro, my thing as a goalkeeper, I would be there to try and put you off. And if the referee's done that by accidentally bumping into you, cheers, ref. You just done my job for me. Like what? I'm sorry, man. Like I used to, when they put down the ball, I'd be standing over them. I'd be walking back slowly. Ref would have to. I would always make sure the ref's telling me to go in goal. Get back in the goalkeeper. It wouldn't be a I'm doing it. I'm delaying it as long as possible. I'm moving it back on the spot. I'm like, ref, it's not even on the spot. I'm being a pain in the ass. Anything I do, as much as I could do.
He's got a punch ref. This one's got a punch
Yeah. Can I have a cat? No, I don't need my cat. Son's all right. Like I was a pain in the ass. My penalty record was all right. So I knew those things would slightly annoy the penalty taker, but like Bruno's got to be colder than that. Like I'm sorry, he's a professional footballer. I think it's a poor excuse. He's absolutely right with it.
Have you seen it?
Yeah,
it's one of the worst penalties I've seen in a long time. Like for me, is exactly that. It's a poor excuse. I expect a lot more from a professional footballer. You're taking your step back. Now, I understand that if you've got a routine, boom, you've hit the referee, you've got to reset. Fine, take 10 seconds, recompose, then go into your routine. But to act like the reason that you pumped it into over the stadium, yeah, you know what I mean. It's like prime Johnny Wilkinson to win a World Cup for England. Like, there's no excuse in my book. To be that rattled from a slight bump from the goalkeeper, and then his excuses, it wasn't that. It was that he didn't apologise.
He didn't apologise. Like what?
Mate? You're the one not looking. Man. You're the one not looking. Where you go? Like, so listen. Luca don't not. A lot of Man United fans are backing him. I'm backing him, but I'm not having this excuse. It was just a piss poor penalty. That doesn't. There's no excuse for that. Like, because his penalties. Like he never even tries it. I don't know what he was up to. His penalties are pretty much low and hard into either corner.
Yeah.
So why he was going for top bins, 0-0, I've got no idea. And then from that moment on, Fulham were the better side. Yet again, I swear, every time we play anything with Iobi in it, he's well good. Just running, strength, passing, like everything's just quality from him.
He turns into the Alexander Iwobi that Arsene Wenger used to love.
The
one where we used to be like, what do you see in this guy? Like, you got rid of Walcott for this guy. And yeah, look, he's a very good dribbler, very strong, and he's very persistent. That's what Iwobi has in his game.
When he plays us, honestly, he gets well good. I swear to you, he gets well good, mate. He's so just an average. Average baller. I say average baller in the terms of relative to Premier League football. He's obviously one of the best footballers around.
He's an average footballer. He is.
Yeah.
And on his day, he could be pretty good. That's what you get. Pretty good. You get a 7. And in that 7, he score a goal. Did he score?
And then, no, he just looked good again, man. Who did score? I've completely forgotten now, to be fair. Like, I was throwing things at the floor, like kicking the wall. It's like I ain't got a dog, mate, because honestly, you'd be hearing yelps. Like, because like, you saw it coming. There's no, so I think the penalty is soft. The goal that we did get should have been a free kick. I don't know, like 2 hands in the back from Euro, mate. 2 hands. Like, so we were very lucky to come away with it with a 1-1 draw, in my opinion. I mean, Brighton
13 shots up from them, 4 on target, 54% possession, more passes, better pass accuracy in the end. They were the better team in the end.
And people are saying to me that, like, well, it's Fulham away, it's not an easy game. I'm like, I know it's not.
It's not.
But
it's not.
It's not an easy game, but bottom line is once you're 1-0 up, I need to see more from my team to hold on to that lead. Instead of sitting back and just allowing this team to attack us. And not only that, Bayern deal with corners, mate. Like, whoa. I'm assuming you've seen the highlights, not the full game. So, like, I don't know. But
he made a couple of decent saves.
He did make a couple of decent saves, but from corners, mate, like, he is tripping over. Like, he's busted in the head, like from that now. Like, he is worried, bro. And, like, every corner, if they had put it on a plate for someone, that was a goal. The lick's cleared one off the line. Like, and I mean, seriously, like, he's stepping forward and he's just getting nowhere near the ball. And then, like, trying to track back, and he's just got a Fulham player behind him. Like, well, fall over then, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it's his starting position. What he needs to do is he needs to be able to attack the ball. The only problem now, is he will be targeted, and they will congest the area, and they won't let him get anywhere near that ball, and he will always be sort of now he's under it. Whereas if he has to attack it, which he needs to do, he needs to take a step and attack it and come at it, so he can punch it or catch it. Yeah, those players around him won't allow him to get to that ball now, like, because they know mentally he's not strong enough. Physically, he could potentially be, but it starts with the mental. You could have the smallest player on the pitch that will get that ball because he believes he can get it. But if that player is worried about getting that ball, worried about the players around him, worried about getting blocked off, he's not going to get it. He's not going to get it. So, yeah.
And then, so Emil Smith-Rowe scored, just a lovely ball across the area. Emil Smith-Rowe taps it home, you know what I mean? Very nice, 73rd minute. But they were well in the ascendancy. We were hanging on for dear life towards the end, mate. Hanging on for dear life with our game just crumbled again. A lot of these boys kind of under pressure. The subs didn't help, but again, listen, people know I love Mason Mount, but Mason Mount's going to be the one coming off. It's going to happen because we've got Mbeumo and Cunha as the new boys. But he was the one that was allowing Man United to get forward with his pressing from the front. And once the pressing stopped,
a couple of nice little flicks a couple of nice little passes from Mason Mount. Like, he looks good. He looks sharp this season. He looks sharp.
There's no ways about it. Mbeumo should have been the man that come off. Like, Mbeumo should have come off instead of Mason Mount. There's no question about it. But because he's the new boy, it ain't happening. And then obviously we put him in centre midfield, Mason Mount, and you've got Mason Mount and Bruno in the centre. Like, come on now. Like, Amorim, you're better than this, mate. Like, watch some videotape. They can't play centre midfield. Like, not both of them together, Bruno specifically. And now Bruno, this is what I said from the start of the season, he ain't a centre midfielder. The goal against Arsenal was semi-Bruno's fault by allowing giving the free kick away to get the corner. And he let Emil Smith-Rowe go for this corner. And Emil Smith-Rowe just taps it home. You know what I mean? Like, he's not a centre midfielder. He's an excellent baller, but he doesn't have the discipline to be what Amorim wants him to be. And it's maddening that Maino's sitting on the bench not getting minutes, you know what I mean? Ugate's sitting on the bench getting 20 minutes at the end of games because we've got to somehow fit all these players in. As Gary Neville said in commentary, the reason Sesko ain't playing is because Amorim wants Mount to start, but he's also got to play on Mbeumo and Cunha as well because they're the brand new signings. And all these excuses about, well, Sesko's been looking for a new house. It's like, it's been a tough couple of weeks for him. It's like, no, mate, 71 mil player. Like, I'm old school. I'm fully on. Like, I get sometimes you've got to introduce them slowly, but if you're spending 71 mil on a player, you've got to get him involved. If you ain't got no striker, like, you can't be playing a front three of Mount, Cunha, and Mbeumo. It's not working. So, the game itself was the same old flaws. And if anyone's watching this who've watched Gary Neville or Wayne Rooney on his podcast or any of the other pundits, it's exactly what I've been saying since pre-season is the thing. There are flaws in this team that are fundamental that haven't been addressed. Gary Neville said it's some of the same old wounds being opened again. Yeah, because we haven't addressed the centre midfield, we haven't addressed the wing backs, we haven't addressed the goalkeeper.
Diego Lewis went to Nottingham Forest, didn't he?
Yeah, on loan. Could have got him. Yeah, I knew you meant. Yeah, obviously Douglas Luiz. Could have got him in. Obviously, I feel like that we're looking at Belieber was a load of old tosh because we knew how much he was. Yeah. We know it's Brighton. We know it's 100 mil plus for Belieber, and it was like, oh well, we've agreed personal terms with him. Now let's see what Brighton say. And it's like, oh, Brighton said 107 mil. Yeah, we're not doing that. And then there's been no movement. There's been no movement on any other centre midfielder that I can think of. There's the Austrian. That I don't know much about him, to be fair. I really don't. I should do better.
The one in Germany, is it?
Yeah, the one in Germany that ended up Real Madrid. Well, apparently, he's very good. Yeah, I can't think of his name now.
Begins with H.
Hold up. I can't remember what team he plays for. But anyway, but it's sort of happening. You know what I mean? Like, there's no movement on it, though. And we're stuck at the end of the transfer window, not being able to have moved on any of our players because they're all on silly wages, and with the fundamental flaws there. Ahmed is not a right wing back. He's not. He's not a wing back, period. And we went and spent 71 million on Mbeumo, who is, let's be fair about it, they're similar players. They're similar players, like right wing, inside forward-esque players. And now we've got to try and shoehorn Ahmed in at right wing back. Yeah, so the game, terrible. Really bad performance. It's got me worried because, as I was saying, like Gary Neville said, Wayne Rooney said, we're seeing the same thing. I'm not seeing improvement from any of these players. Like, and I'm not reactionary when it comes to managers. I stuck with Solskjaer till the end. I stuck with Ten Hag till the end. Mate, I've lost all faith in Amorim. I've lost all faith in Amorim, mate. I've lost it. People are like, oh, you got to give managers time. And I get that, I do. But any manager worth their salt could get something out of this Man United team.
Yeah.
The players are quality ballers. I'm not having that it's a dead team anymore, full of individuals that don't want to play for Man United. Oh, he's only had one transfer window. We need to give him another one. No. Why did we go and buy 3 forward players when we knew we needed like a centre midfielder for the transition period? We know we haven't got a ball-carrying, ball-playing centre midfielder. What's the point of buying 3 new forwards when you can't feed them?
Who gets sacrificed?
What, in the Bruno? Who was our best player last year and has been our best player for 5 years.
Is it the case that there was an expectation that he was going to go to Saudi? He turned that down.
I believe so. I mean, that's still in the works, isn't it? That's still in the works. I believe so, but I don't know so because it'd be pretty poor from Man United as well. Like I say, Bruno last season, 18 goals, 19 assists in a dead team. People like a lot of people that were pro bringing in Sesko, Cunha, and Mbeumo keep saying to me, we didn't have the legs up front, we didn't have the attacking. Fine, but we did in one player, and that's Bruno. Geezer got 34, whatever it is. My maths is rubbish. Whatever the number is, 30 plus goal contributions last season. Only 7 or 8 of them were penalties before someone starts saying that as well about all he does is score penalties. And even if all 18 goals were penalties, you're still talking about the 19 assists. Cunha and Mbeumo don't have them numbers. They don't have those numbers. So it's foolish to me, man, that we don't. I've been saying it since the pre-season. It's crazy. So, yeah, into the general Man United at the moment, we have got issues. Anyone thinking that we're in top 10 ain't happening. Now, I'm not saying sack Amorim, but I'm saying I've lost faith in his ability to get a performance out of these players in this formation. He's got to have a long, hard look at what he's got and what he can do to make better. I think you've got to go back to 3 in the middle straight away because we don't have all of the players we've got something wrong with them. Casemiro would be perfect for the number 6, like the Carrick ball playing defensive midfielder, if he could move. Like, he's 34, his legs are gone. His legs just gone. They are, you know what I mean? He was never fast anyway. Ugarte is a great destroyer, but my God, his passing is dreadful. His ball play is dreadful. You know what I mean? Like, so, all right. So, Bruno, great. He can carry the ball. Great passer, obviously. Hasn't got the mentality to play centre midfielder. He just hasn't. It's Kobe Mainoo is probably the best option we've got for the 6, but he's not a defensive midfielder.
Yeah,
he's not like I said. He's not even a box to box. He's an 8 in the mind of, like, and I'm not saying he's anywhere close to this player, but like Kevin De Bruyne was an 8. Like, yeah, he's an 8 because he's in that position on the pitch, but it's rare you're seeing him in your third of the pitch, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, and when we're just going, you know what I mean? We're playing at one point 5 attacking midfielders in Ahmed, Mount, Bruno, and Buemo and Cunha. Like, what are we doing? Fundamental flaws need to be addressed, otherwise Amorim's gone. Like, and I'm not saying we should sack him. I'm really not. But if we don't get a ball carrying centre midfielder in, then I don't care how badly he wants this formation to work. He has got to decide what he's going to do, because it isn't happening. People said about the Arsenal game, it was a great performance. And I went along with it because I didn't want to be Mr. Debbie Downer like I always am. But, mate, when was it acceptable to lose at Old Trafford? Even by playing well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
So when was it?
100%. Look, I weren't going to start dragging people, but conversations we had in the group was basically saying, people, like Simpson was basically saying, how are Man United fans acting like this? They lost.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not to sort of mock them or anything, but it's like it was more of a surprise. Like, Man United lost, yet there's a lot of people out there trying to dig out Arsenal for winning and like doing it badly. Like, for me, I'd say it 10 times over. Give me them 3 points. I do not care how we get them, because it was at Old Trafford for the first game of the season. That's a daunting first fixture, mate. Trust me. I don't care what form Man United are in. It don't matter. They turn up against Arsenal, as you can see with the score lines of the last 20 years. Like, only ever been 1-0. So, but to get that victory was massive for us.
Yeah, and I know that we played better, bruv, but then we did that, and that's the problem. We played better than we did last season, but it's still a defeat. It's still a defeat. Like, we're 2 games in. We've already got 5 points. And this is what I wanted to get into finally with Amorim, mate. I say Arteta's lucky for being allowed to continue at Arsenal without bringing in silverware. He ain't as lucky as Amorim at the moment. My God, some of these stats, man. Less than a point a game with Man United. 29 games, 28 points. He's got a worse record at Man United than Gary Neville at Valencia.
What was it? He's only won 9 games.
7. Of which 3 of them are against relegated teams that aren't in the Premier League anymore. So of the teams in the Premier League right now, he's only won 4 games, and 2 of them were in his first month as manager. So he's been there since November last year. So was that 9 months? In 9 months, he's won 2 Premier League games. 8 months. Obviously, we had the mid-season break and everything, so those stats are a little bit askew. But Lenny Yoro, did you see that one?
Yeah, Man United, I couldn't believe it.
Lenny Yoro hasn't been in a win. Hasn't started in a win.
But he's not been involved in a win that he started at Man United.
Yeah.
That is
crazy. Against current Premier League teams, he did start against Southampton in the 3-0 win. But again, current Premier League teams, you know what I mean? Like, it's a joke. He's on 0.9.
That's a crazy stat.
Yeah, he's on 0.97 points per game with Man United. But we're now getting into the realm of the old Mick McCarthy meme. It can't go on. It can. Like, how long are we going to... This is what I mean. I don't know who's out there. I'm really... Everything I'm saying, it makes it sound like I want him gone. I don't. I want him to improve. I think he's a good dude. I like his management style. I like how he comes across in press conferences. But I also think he's becoming a bit delusional. We draw 1-1 with Fulham. It's like, that just proves that we can beat anyone.
Oh, wow.
No, mate. You know what I mean? He gets talked to about buying deer in the press conference, and I understand backing your players. And he's like, no, he's a great goalkeeper. It's like, well, he's done this like 3 times. Yeah, but what about the game before? Yeah, but what about all the other... Like, stop it, mate. Stop it. Put Tom Eaton in between the sticks. Buy deer ain't got it, mate. Like, he's in trouble. Man United are in trouble. I'm not saying we're not going to turn things around. I'm really not. It's only 2 games in. But I'm seeing, as Wazza said in his podcast today, as Neville said on his, and as a number of content creators on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube have said, the flaws are there for everyone to see, and they're fundamental. If we finish, I would say, a week? If we go into September the 2nd without a new wing back and a new centre midfielder and a new goalkeeper, we're in deep trouble for the foreseeable. And I don't see how Ruben Amorim survives. Over the next 6 games, we've got Man City, Chelsea, and Liverpool in the league. So we're not expected to win any of them. This is what I was saying yesterday. So we're not expected to win any of them. The other three are Burnley. Hold on, sorry, let me just bring it up. Burnley. Oh God, of course it's doing it like that. Yeah, Burnley, Brentford, and Sunderland. Now I'm saying the next four games.
Home or away?
Home for Sunderland, but still they're doing all right. But what I'm saying here is, so we've got Burnley at home next, and then Man City and Chelsea after that. Now there's no guarantee we're beating Burnley the way we're playing. We could end up 6 games into this season with 2 points. Say we draw against Burnley, we're not expected to beat Man City or Chelsea. How is that tenable for a manager? Even if we beat Burnley, we could be 6 games in on 4 points. You know, then it's Brentford away. That's never a guarantee. Brentford, they know how to play ball, you know what I mean? And then Sunderland at home, and then Liverpool away. Middle of October, Man United could be on 7 points from 9 games.
Yeah,
if we're going the way we're going, it's a problem. Listen, I've had my rant. I'm fuming. I feel that there's a lot of Man United fans out there right now that are being deceived by the shiny new front three that we've got, and thinking that just because we've got these players in who scored all these goals, we're going to start bagging. I've seen nothing to suggest that in 2 games. Nothing. And to be quite honest with you, from what I've seen of Sesko, and people are going to be like, what? He is a striker very much in the same profile as Rasmus Højlund. He's clearly better, clearly. But his game is very much similar to what Rasmus Højlund's game is. A big, tall, powerful target number 10. Number 9, sorry. Not expected to have his back to goal, picking up balls, linking it off to players. He's expected to be running onto balls, being fed from the wings, etc., is what it looks like to me. And I worry for him because we don't supply those balls.
Yeah.
Got no whip and we don't supply it. And I've got a bad bit. I just watched him in the last 25 minutes against Fulham. It was like he got nothing. Now, before this gets clipped and someone's like, all right, he shows that Højlund is a worse player than Sesko, definitely. I just mean they're similar styles of striker. Yeah. Sesko's clearly far better, but yeah, I worry, mate. I've got big concerns. I'm hoping I come back in next Monday and the Monday after and be like, it was nothing to worry about. It was just a couple of bad games, but yeah, I'm struggling to see the improvement, man.
So how did Bremo get on in that game then? You're saying that
Bremo's quiet. And Bremer's quiet. He wasn't bad or anything, Keir. He was just quiet, man. What I meant with and Bremer should have come off instead of Mount is because Mount and Cunha were doing bits.
Mount seems like he's the glue. I said that in the game against Arsenal, where the problem with that first half, especially, was you were creating chances and getting the ball into the box. There was no one in there. There was no striker because you had Mount as that false 9 position. But the moment you took Mount off, you didn't get the balls in the box because he was the one that was playing the link-up play before it got into the box.
Yeah, same again. Yeah.
That's going to be a serious problem then. You've got your width is strangely coming from Mount as the playmaker, where he drops in, pulls players out, gets it to the flanks, people whip it in, or people get crosses in or near around the box. But there's no one in there to put it in the net. It's a tactical issue. Yep. Look, Amarin's in trouble if he doesn't start putting wins on the board and you start seeing points. That's the be all and end all. But it's that merry-go-round, that managerial merry-go-round that Man United are on. Will the owners be reluctant to pull the plug on Amarin? And again, it's that question: who's there? Who's there to take the job?
Yeah. I mean, he's only got a 2-year contract, hasn't he? Like this season and next season. So it won't be much money. But I think. And it's easy to say, Liverpool scored. Oh, that's a poor goal from Newcastle to concede from that distance. Anyway, if the managers really want Amarin to work, if the owners really want Amarin to work, they've got to back him properly in this transfer window. And that, as mental as it sounds, means another like 150 mil. Because there's fundamental positions that we need to improve in. Otherwise, it ain't going to work for him. He ain't changing that formation. And listen, he's going to die on that hill. This will, you know what I mean? He's going to live by the sword, die by the sword if you don't change the formation or if you don't get the players in. So, yeah, like I say, 25-minute rent. I've been holding that in all day because, I've seen a lot of Man United fans that are just like, it's only 2 games. It's only like, but there's a history.
It's 2 games.
We saw it last year.
Yeah.
So, anyway, let's move on. Let's get you on the hype train, Keir.
Arsenal, 5 goals. Defensively, we're really, really good.
Solid.
Urian Timber. Urian Timber. I should just play the video that you essentially done a couple of years ago where you was talking about how good Urian Timber is. I should just play that over and over again. He's so good defensively and breaking out of defense. He's absolutely outstanding. Scored 2 goals as well. Really, really good. Defensively with Gabriel Saliba, solid. They're back. They had a shaky preseason, so there was a little bit of worries there. But they were very, very good. So they're game by game, they're looking better and more steady. Left
just
back.
quickly on that kid, because I've noticed that. Does Gabriel look still a tiny bit rusty to you? Because he did to me yesterday. Just a tiny bit rusty with his ball playing and like just getting back into position as quickly as everyone else. Not major, but just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you'll watch it on TV, so you might have a little bit like replays. You might have a bit of like a closer view.
But you didn't see me in the stadium.
It didn't feel like that at all. There was no worries. I can't even remember them getting off the header. They got off a header, which was a good save from David Raya. But I can't really remember him making any inbounds into our area or around it. Really, is that Tanaka? He looks like a half decent player for Leeds. Other than that, they were really quiet. Tell a lie. First 20 minutes, it was like bit back and forth, but they didn't really penetrate. And Arsenal were good for the first 10, 15, and then because we didn't score, that's when Leeds started getting to the game. But they only really had it around the midfield area and started to break, but then nothing really came of it.
No, that header was their only shot on target. That header was the only attempt on target.
And it felt like it was going to be like you're going to get like quite pedestrian, if you know what I mean. Like it was just going to be passed around in front of everyone, and we weren't really going to like. But Martin Odegaard was trying to create stuff. He was trying to move in and around. I think then we started to get a couple of shots off, and then we got the goal from the corner, and that was it. From then on, Arsenal stepped it up a gear again. Not fully into 4th or 5th gear, but easily a second, third. I thought that I liked Madueke. People were saying that he was a bit funny on the left. I don't believe he was. I thought he was a really good outlet.
Early doors, kid, from watching on TV, the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, his first couple of forays into attack he lost the ball. So that might be what people are talking about, but I thought he was excellent after that. I thought he was really good, man. So maybe that's what they're talking about.
Look, I mean, he's still a new player for Arsenal. There's always probably going to be nerves with these players. He's trying to impress. It's his first start as well, and it's at home. And he wants to keep his spot over 2 players that have been at the club for. One of them's been at the club for like 6 years. One of them's been at the club for 3 years now. So he's probably excited, nervous, all of the above to get a start and prove that he's worth on that left as well as on that right. When he came on the right, he was better. And seeing that performance when he was on that right, with Saka out, it was that would be a concern last season. I'm not concerned that Saka's out, and I hope that they give him a little bit of make sure he's fully back and he has a proper rest rather than it's 3 weeks and he's 3 weeks on the dot. He's back in. He's had 1 training session. Yeah. We have to assess his fitness. No, he's fit. That means he's 70%. Bring in Madueke. Bring on Saka as a sub. Do you know what I mean? Because I'd like to see what he can do over a couple of games. I really do like that signing, and I think a lot of people that were against it and still made noise up until last week. I'm sure they're going to be deleting a few messages over the next few weeks because he looks like a tidy player. Gyökeres with 2 goals as well. I know people are still picking the bones out of it. Like the craziest thing, is some of the people who are so hyped and absolutely glazing over Gyökeres and now like and ahhing and talking about his technique. You didn't watch him. Did you not watch him? Like he's not.
First goal was lovely.
He's not a technically gifted player. He's a powerful striker. If you had him on old school champ, it shoots with power, powerful striker would be his description, and he's strong and he's got a bit of pace. Like all them dribbling skills and technique, they're going to be like mid-range, 10s to 12s, and you're like, ooh, but he does score goals. Like that's him. Like get used to it. He's not going to be like he's not an Isaac. Like, and I think you've got to get like people really do have to get over that, because if you're worried about his technique and he looks a bit like bumbly through and he has to stumble through players, that's part of his game. Trust me, he will score 2 or 3 goals this season where he just bundles through a defender, it hits off his leg, it bounces right in front of him, and he smashes it in the back of the net. Yeah. That's the kind of player he is. So you guys were screaming to high heaven that you wanted Gyökeres. You've now got him, and you're like, oh, is this what he's like? It's like, that's him. And I don't mind it. It's different from what we've got. It's different from what we've had for a long while. And he is a player who will be quiet for a lot of the game, but he's still doing bits. He's still occupying the defenders, still stepping on their toes and tweaking their nipples and all sorts of rubbish. Like, he's very old school like that. He's in your face. He's non-stop. So I do like those things about him. But the most important thing is he scored. He took the penalty off of a 15-year-old, which people were saying, I want to give it to Max Dowman. I can't believe. Shut up.
Shut up.
You
Are people really saying that?
I'm the new striker, yeah? You think I'm letting a 15-year-old kid match my goal tally? Nah, mate, I'm getting 2 goals today.
That's a no-win situation as well, because there are in Premier League, every team has got their designated penalty taker. If he's like, I'm going to be generous and let Max Dowman take it, and then Max Dowman misses it, everyone's going to be like, he's a coward.
Yeah,
he's a coward. He gave it to a 15-year-old. He gave it to a little boy to take. Coward, like, you know, it'd be the way 100%.
Coward.
Come on. He's the penalty taker. That's why you have penalty takers, because they're the ones who are guaranteed to score the penalty.
Yeah, and you're not wrapping up stuff in all in emotion. Do you know what I mean? So-and-so's had a great game. They would really love him to score. Yeah, but he's a centre-back. Oh, yeah, no, but he's been so good. Like, he's had a bad week. His missus has left him. Like, let's give him the penalty. Like, don't. You have a designated penalty taker.
The only times you allow it is like if you've got a strike rate scored in like 40 games, and it's like, you know what? Don't miss it. Or maybe you're 5-0 up and someone's on a hat trick, maybe, but not when you're the brand new striker.
Yeah, but if you've got a brand new striker and you haven't scored, or if you have scored, you only scored 1. Sorry, you went hat trick, bro. We're both getting a breaks. Right. How about that one? Yeah.
No, I'm not having that. Can I talk about Max Dowman before you do? Is that all right?
Yeah. I was gonna give. Yeah. Go for it. I'm pulling up these words from Wayne Rooney's son. Apparently, go on.
Well, from Kai. Listen, mate. I have not seen. I'm obviously not an Arsenal fan. I haven't watched any of the under-21s or anything. I've heard you boys talk about him. I believed what you were saying, but until you see it for your own eyes, that kid is different. Different. That's pork chop, extra gravy. That's what that is. I think you'd like that.
Pork chop, extra gravy.
That kid is different, mate. That kid is different. If you get a reference, put it in the comments. Well, you know what I mean.
Please, because I forgot what it was from, but then my body just went like that.
Cover what? Cover who? God, that's me.
They won't believe that they're our guilty pleasures.
That is a good guilty pleasure as well. That kid, mate, he's got everything. I'm seeing him go toe to toe with grown men, bashing them off the ball. The close ball control is the close ball control is exceptional. The maturity for a kid at that age is exceptional. I mean, you boys, as an Arsenal fans, you must be just hyped. You've got him, Lewis Skelly, and Ethan Nweri, all of which, like, this Dowman looks like he's another, like, Dowman on that 20 minutes I saw. If I see that for another 3-4 games, I'll come out and say it. I'm not even afraid to be like, listen, we talk about Yamal like this. We should be talking about Dowman like this as well, because, like, not that he's that level yet, but when we were seeing Yamal at 16, like, oh, this kid's got something different about him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's at that level yet, but I saw no flaws in his game, man. And then won the penalty beautifully. Just absolutely, that defender is still in hospital, mate, and they don't understand how to get his blood out. It's twisted, mate. That guy's just got his neck's like that. His ankles are twisted
He woke
up.
up in the morning, like that.
Yeah.
What
What the? He's in
Tan.
trouble. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a red card. Oh, that is silly. Who is that? That is silly. Is it Gordon?
Oh, look, they broke his leg.
Oh, mate, yeah.
No, it's not. Is that Van Dijk?
Yeah, that is Van Dijk. He's done it.
Mate, you don't like to see that on Van Dijk. No, you don't.
But yeah, as I was saying, that listen, there you can wax lyrical about him. You've got a serious young talent there. Hold up, is he doing it?
Oh yeah, he clearly is. He's gonna give him a red.
Yeah, he's giving the red. He's giving the red. It's Anthony Gordon.
You dirty bastard, is what he says.
That is a rush of blood to the head from Gordon. What's he thinking? Van Dijk's got the ball well inside his own half. Anthony Gordon has run halfway, like across the pitch width-wise, to studs up high on the leg.
It was like shin high.
Is that yellow? Oh no, it is a red. It is high up on the leg, and honestly, that is one of them ones. If you're a football player of any description, that's Sunday league tackle, and even then, you've got a fight happening on the pitch because it's unacceptable. That challenge, unacceptable.
Yeah, it is unacceptable. And look, like, yeah, Gordon, a lot of hype around Gordon. He's a decent player, and that's all I'm going to give him. I heard someone use the words world class before,
sorry.
Do
do you know? I'll go one step further, kid. I don't even think he's that good, mate. I honestly don't. Like, I'll say it on the show now.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
When people keep on saying Anthony Gordon and Arsenal, I'm like, I don't know whether I'd rather have Lookman. And I don't want Lookman.
I'd rather have Lookman. Lookman's a better player than Anthony Gordon. Like, I'm sorry, I don't get the hype. Maybe I've got this one well wrong. Maybe I've got it well wrong. I don't see the hype around it.
I don't think you've got it wrong. I don't think you got this wrong.
If there's any Newcastle fans watching, let me know what you see.
He's your type of winger. He's very direct, very pacey. He's got a little bit of skill, but he uses it in a smarter way. But I don't think he's that consistent. He's all right. He's all right.
Yeah.
He's all
right.
I mean,
and that was a poor challenge, but yeah, I don't see the hype around him. I really don't. Like, when you're talking England and stuff, I mean, put it this way, I'd much rather have Madawaki on the left wing, mate. I'd much rather have him on the left wing than Anthony Gordon. But I like Madawaki, so that might be a little bit biased, but yeah, no, not for me. But anyway, Max Dowman here.
Max Dowman.
Why is he going to be playing for Real Madrid in 4 years?
He's not. Speaking to an Arsenal fan on the way out, the proper one of them Arsenal fans who's like, I actually jumped in the conversation because he said, he think his kids were saying that, no, you got to give it to Gyökeres. He was like, Timber. I was like, mate, you got to give the man an actual Timber. He was absolutely brilliant today. Got 2 goals. He was like, see, speak sense, come walking up to me. We had a little chat. And he was just basically talking about Max Dowman and how good he was. And we both agreed he's got to be protected. There's a lot of vultures out there, and it was almost like, as well, I said, like, yeah, it's also got to make sure he gets that signs that signature on the dotted line, because there's going to be clubs that are beginning after him. He said, don't worry about that. He's a proper Arsenal boy. He said his dad's an Arsenal boy, and he's all right. He ain't going nowhere. You know, one of them fans. You love them fans. Sort the earth.
You got to love them.
And yeah, look, and that gave me a little bit of alleviate a lot of worry for me on that side of things. Outside of that, I worry that the fact that he's 15, there's a lot of expectation on him, and there's a lot of, because like I love that football fans have their say. I love that people now listen to fans, but on the flip side of that, there's so much trash that comes out of people's mouths, like, yeah, nah, you got to be looking to start him. Like, what? And I see it on today. So what? Like, and people are already trying to weaponize him against Arteta. And it's almost like they're going, someone said, so if you're Arteta, and your job's on the line, because this is what you're saying, mate. You're saying that Arteta's job's on the line, if he doesn't win some trophies this season, Do you put that in the hands of a 15-year-old? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, mate,
no, come on.
How? How do you put that in the hands of a 15-year-old?
This is pure, obviously, football manager now. But this, like right now, that would be like he's had his moment. He's back in under 21s for a couple of weeks until he's
100%.
needed again. Until he's needed again, or if he's needed for the next couple of weeks, because obviously Saka's injured and Odegaard's injured and Havertz's injured. When they're back, he's back in the under 21s again. Unless somehow he's absolutely destroyed it. But even then, he's got to grow. He's 15, people.
I will say it again. I will say it every time because it's such a great point. Clive Palmer, go and follow him. He's on the Arsenal Vision podcast. Clive Palmer, excellent. Yeah, all these other people that you follow, like all the hype people, all the reactionary people, the ones that entertain you. Well, you actually want to get some football knowledge from a football fan, yeah, who obviously I think he actually played football at a level because he speaks like he does. Harry Simu and Clive Palmer. Yeah, Clive said it the other day. He said Arsenal need to allow Max Dowman and Ethan Yeri to play games that suit their development. Not we play him against Liverpool, not we play him against Chelsea, not against Man United, right? We allow him to play in games that suit his development. And being 3-0 up against Leeds suits his development to come in for longer than he would have normally got. He would have got 5 minutes. Push.
And the scoreline as well, obviously being
20 minutes. You got 20 minutes, mate. For a 15-year-old, you'll be. I would still. I mean, like you better like that. I wouldn't be able to sleep. I would not be. I can't sleep. Day 3.
School on Tuesday.
School on Tuesday.
School tomorrow.
I'm sleeping in this kit. It's crazy. It's crazy. Give me some warm milk. I need some sleep. I need my back rub. Like this is not normal. And games like 3-0 up against Leeds, games in the Carabao Cup with 15, 20 minutes, half hour to go when you already won. They're games that allow his free development. They're games where it's still competitive. There's still the same grown-ass men on the pitch. Yeah, but it's not putting that pressure on him. Like if something goes wrong, it's not the end of the world. And that's what you've got. People aren't taking into account, not just physically, but the player's mentality. And you will say, yeah, he's strong and blah, blah. But he came off the pitch. There was an interview with Ray Parlour, and he was talking to Max Dowman after a game. He was talking about just like, as you do, kind of things you want to hear an ex-pro at Arsenal speak to a youngster about. And he was just saying that Max, even after the game, he was saying, I wish I did this, I did that. And Ray Parlour was like, no, mate, you're still young. You're still learning. That's part of it. That's part of the game. That's you doing that and you thinking that. That's all part of it, mate. Just enjoy your football. Right now, you just got to enjoy your football because you're still developing. Don't let it get into your head or anything like that. And it can't. He plays right now like he's playing in the park, like he's playing against his mates. And while he's got that youthful exuberance and free will, then that is what the development's about. It's about having that freedom to express yourself, not worrying about the fact that I've got to be in this position, I've got to be in that position, I've got to be in that. That's where Ethan Munyeri's going now, which he has to, because that's the next stage of his development. He's had the years of the 15, 16, 17-year-old where he can have that free will. But now, mate, you're looking for competition for Odegaard now, or on the right wing. So I'm looking to see how do you play off the ball? What's your defensive positioning like? And that's what I have to be doing, because as you're getting older, I now have to start critiquing you more. It's not when you were 17 and 16, I'm going to lay off you. I'm not going to say anything. Yeah. And I'm just going to look at the managers like, why the fuck are you playing a 16 and 17-year-old in this game? Yeah. Now you're 18 and then you'll be 19 next season. Now I'm looking for how have you developed here? How have you developed positionally and defensively? Like, are you in this? Are you in that? Are you a bit of like, this is your next stage. But with Max Dowman, he doesn't have that. So let him play with his freedom. Don't get onto him. Don't expect this and expect that. Like, don't put it on the manager and say, Max Dowman needs to be playing, otherwise he's going to leave. He's 15. He's 15. Tell me other 15-year-olds that are playing in the Premier League.
Yeah. Not only that, I'd ask anyone, there are a couple of things I want Arsenal fans to ask themselves as well when it comes to Max Dowman. And you already sort of touched on it there with Ethan Munyeri. Are you willing to throw Ethan Aweri aside? Because he's next in line for that 20 minutes at the end of games, right wing like spot. Realistically, now that you've got Eze on the left, you've got Madueke, like he needs more minutes now than Max Darren does. So think about that first. If you want him to come straight in, and even on where he's getting less minutes, period.
100%.
That's something you've got to ask yourself. Second thing you've got to ask yourself about Max Darren as well is do you want him to be an Arsenal legend that's there at 31? Because if you do, you don't want him playing 38 games a season right now. You don't want him playing 38 games a season until he's like 19. Like, yeah, all right, listen, I compared him to Yamal in the sense of we need to be talking him up, not as in Yamal will be done. You can't play football like this at 17. Look at poor Saka at the moment, and you know where that's come from. That's come from overuse in his youth and into his thing. So if you want him to be the player that we all think he can be, don't rush him, because the next thing you'll have is England come knocking, and then you have the English media all over him. And the moment he don't score against Germany in a World Cup quarter final or something when he's 19, it's going to be, he was never that good anyway. And people start taking him down as well.
They already done it, didn't they?
Did they? There you go.
They said, Max Dowman, mate, get him on the plane. Get him on the plane for the World Cup next year.
Oh, yeah, crazy.
And I was like,
crazy.
Mate,
no.
What? Like, think if you're... And the thing is, do you know what else they said? They said, he doesn't even have to play. Oh, my God. We're doing a Theo Walcott again. Did you not listen?
Don't do that even, because then you're missing a spot.
The thing with Theo Walcott, it wasn't just the fact that Theo Walcott went and didn't play, and it was more for them. They were saying, he wants to be around the squad. Other players were looking at Theo Walcott like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
You're not even playing. Are you ready? You've taken my mate's spot. Like that's you can't do that to a kid. You can't. Just leave
patience.
And the thing is, this what annoys me is it comes from people that are not watching him. Yeah. Did you watch him in England youth team? I think it was under 19s World Cup or the European Championships. Like you could see he's not there yet. He's not there yet, because there's when you talk about players that are in his age group and he has to link up with and stuff like that, and his defensive play holds the ball too long, doesn't certain position play, not in there. So his game's got to develop still, and you're asking for this ain't pre-season, mate. Everyone's going to be up to scratch. We're getting to the Premier League season. You think people will start allowing a 15-year-old to get past them? Nah, drag him back.
He'll get targeted. That's what he's going to say. Yeah.
I don't care if that 15-year-old's getting through. He's getting clamped, bruv. He's getting clamped.
And if he does get through the first time, mate, you got some. This is the Premier League. You'll have some of them old school, like the Lewis Dunk. I'm not casting aspersions. I'm just talking about that type of player, mate. You ain't getting past the Joe Linton. There you go. Yeah. You ain't getting past the second time, bruv. You're a child. You don't get to make a fool of me. You like to get patience with this kid. Yeah. If you want him to, if Arsenal, and I'm speaking to Arsenal fans who think he should be starting, if you want him to be that's the old army saying, all you can be, the best version of Max Dowman, give him time, let him grow, let him play in the under-21s as well. Like you know, what I mean, if the under-21s have got important games and Arsenal have got a game at the weekend, he should be playing in the under-21 team. Let him win the Youth FA Cup with Arsenal. Like those things that build you up through the, you know what I'm trying to say, you know what I mean? Yeah. And as for England, look, let him play through the levels again as well. We don't need Max Darren in that team right now. As good as he can be, there's enough about us. So yeah, patience, pure patience with him. That's all you need.
Yeah. Pure patience. So some of the other performances on the pitch, Zubimendi, class.
Yeah. Again, though, Keir, watching it on TV, mate, until the end of the game, I was like,
right first 20.
But not just that again, you're like, I didn't see him do anything. Like at the moment, but now I'm thinking about it, it was that pass there, it was that control where he took it.
No. But I said it to you the week before.
Notice it. You did.
Man United, he was quietly effective. Now against Man United, he was a little less, and it was more than one of them games where it's like he can't impose himself on the game. So what he's got to do is just keep it simple. And he had against Man United, he had to just get that ball, keep it simple, keep it ticking over, get a foot in. That's against Man United. He had a little bit more expression against Leeds. He's class. He's so good. He's so good. And I can see there's still a lot more to give as well. I can see that he wants to put them through balls through. He wants to put them little dinks through. But players at the moment aren't quite in those positions. There's a few players that are new. There's a few players getting used to. And he is essentially the conductor. And to be that, he has to know how everyone ticks. So halfway through the season, I expect around Christmas, I think he's going to be on fire. I think you're going to see a few more assists, a couple of goals. And I'm expecting a really big season for him in his first season. I thought he was very, very good. Declan Rice, again, very, very, not very good against Man United, but I thought he was very good against Leeds. And it's a new, I've seen it during pre-season, it seems like he's got a new role. A little bit more like the West Ham Declan Rice, where he has to essentially marshal that middle because you've got Ødegaard that's playing as the 10, you've got Zubimendi that's playing as a deep line playmaker and defensive midfielder. Declan Rice is having to stay in that middle and clean up everything. And he has to make sure he is the cleaner. And he was very, very good the other day for doing that job. Saka was like, okay. I was actually a bit worried about Saka because a couple of times I said to myself, he's not really putting the burners on. And I do worry that's because of that hamstring injury. But then about 5 minutes later, he just dropped his shoulder, took
lovely goal,
absolutely whipped in the top corner. So, and that's what Saka can do. Saka could be having a 6 game and then wrap 2 goals in the top bins, and that's what he's about. And I don't mind
4 weeks now, though. 4 weeks out, ain't they? They're saying this is what you're saying earlier, though. Last season, that's devastating to Arsenal. The business you've done this season means that loss is muted somewhat. You still can't replace Saka. I think Maduaki's well good. He ain't Saka level.
No,
so, but still, to imagine losing Havertz, Odegaard, and Saka last year, you know what I mean, with the team
bang in trouble, and we did it at one point, but not for long. But yeah, it was not good when we had Saka and Havertz out, and then Ødegaard out at one point. I think Havertz was out for a couple of games when Ødegaard was out, and yeah, it wasn't good. But now we've brought in reinforcements that the manager trusts, and yeah, it's good. It was a good game. And who have Arsenal got next? Arsenal have got Liverpool next, isn't it? Liverpool next away from home. So it's going to be a tough one. However, our recent form against Liverpool has been pretty good. So I'm not going there daunted like I used to a few seasons ago. I think bare minimum we've got to be looking for a point.
That's what you got to. Yeah.
If
you don't get a point, it doesn't mean that the league's over or anything.
No, it doesn't.
You should be going there looking for a point.
But mentally, that'll give Liverpool a really big boost. And I think Liverpool will be thinking we're going to beat Arsenal. I think Liverpool fans will be thinking that, and I think they're going to get a bit of a shock. I think we can get a point out of that game at least. Look, I'm excited about this season. I'm not going to be talking it up, but I'm liking the things. I'm liking the fact that the first hurdle we've had with 3 injuries, we're looking at a positive side. We've just brought in Eze. Madueke can play on that right. Trossard, again, come in and look good. I said it in pre-season, and I was quick to flip-flap a little bit, but I said it in pre-season that first couple of games when I saw him play. I was like, there's a reason. There's a reason why I'm still a little bit reluctant to get rid of Trossard. There's a reason, but then when you look at it and thinking they're not going to sell Martinelli, and I'd like to have a Rodrigo come in, but then I've seen Martinelli poor last season, and then the start of this season he looked bad. Pre-season he's not looked good either. So I'm thinking, mate, it's time to probably cash in on Martinelli and then keep Trossard. And then look into the long term to bring in a Rodrigo. But I thought that Trossard looked good. So there is a little bit of concern for Martinelli, but that's not my concern.
No. And also Trossard as well. The big difference there is, mate, what are you going to get for Trossard? 12 mil? It's better to keep Trossard.
20 and no one was entertaining it.
Yeah. And that's because it's 12 mil realistic. So it's better to keep a Trossard, even if he's going to be a little bit moody, like about not getting the minutes he wants. It's still better to keep a player of that talent in your squad than try and replace it with nothing.
Yeah, I think part of that giving his wages was just to stop him from being moody.
Yeah, 100%, and he deserved it as well.
And it's something There was a lot of discourse on that, and I was just sitting there thinking, yeah, but if a player deserves a pay rise, and he came in as backup, but he's now a first team starter, surely it's fair to give him a pay rise because he's earned it. Like, and a lot of people are like, why would you give him a pay rise? He's got 2 years left in his contract. Why are you giving him a pay rise?
Liverpool 2-0, sorry. Ekatike, this man could be a problem.
Yeah.
100% agree with you with the pay rise thing. He deserved it, and keep him happy. Keeps him happy for another year in that squad.
Yeah,
and you don't need to give him more years because he's 31. You don't need to put more years. He's got 2 years on it. You don't with an option, so you don't need to give him another year and a half. And then when he's 34, you got to ask fans go like, why you got rid of him?
Oh yeah, because that extension you gave him because the pay rise. Then why aren't you giving him the extension? Why aren't you paying more? Because you don't want a moody geezer who's actually he's a good player. Like, he is technically very, very good. Trossard, he's a good finisher. So I don't see why you want to get rid of that. Like, and then I hear people bring in a Lookerman. I'm like, really? I'm sorry, but like, how much of an upgrade is Lookerman to Trossard?
It's a different type of player, but listen, like I said, I'd rather have Lookman than Gordon, but I don't think Lookman's that good either, to be quite honest with you. So in my mind, for what you want from Trossard, being an option off the bench, he's a better option.
Rotation.
He's a better option. Yeah. He's a better option.
This is what people don't understand when they talk about a Kudus. We could have had a Kudus. No, you couldn't have a Kudus.
No, you couldn't.
You couldn't. Kudus is coming in. He wants to be first team player, and he's a right winger. How do you sell that to him? Oh, because we're Arsenal. Get out. Blocked. Because there's no sense coming out of your mouth. Not all of these players that have gone to other clubs suit Arsenal's situation. Madueke coming in and happy to be a rotation, happy to be a part of it, still knows he's got development in his game. Yeah, that's great. Brilliant. Kudus, who, if he ain't happy, West Ham fans will tell you that he will down tools, mate. He will down tools. Yeah, in the end, West Ham were happy to get rid of him. The fans were happy to get rid of him because they were sick of his not doing the job because he weren't happy. I'm sorry, people don't think about these things. People don't play Football Manager enough. They're playing FIFA and not Football Manager. Football Manager, you've got to keep a happy squad.
Yeah, man. Because it goes through the squad as well. But listen, I think what I'm hearing from you saying, Akira, is there's absolutely no excuse for Arsenal not to win the treble this year. Like, there's no excuse whatsoever. That's what I'm hearing.
I'm not getting drawn into that rubbish. Don't get drawn into it, people. They're trying to bait you out. The whole bookie's favourite now. The whole no excuses. Look.
If you don't win the treble, then Arteta should be boiled in a vat of acid as well. You know what I mean? Because he's just not
boiled in his own sweat.
Yeah. Not to sack him. I want to see him eviscerated. You know,
I want to see him tarred and feathered and walk through the town centre as everyone throws tomatoes at him. Boo! Boo! It's not good enough that he gets the sack. He needs to be talked like Guy Fawkes. Look.
Yeah, like Game of Thrones
when
scene.
People say the excuse in terms of you can't say injuries is a problem. No, fine. You can't say you didn't have a squad. No, fine. That's an excuse. The other teams being better is not an excuse. Stop getting drawn into this stupid argument, because if you're turning around and saying no excuses, that means you are completely dismissing every other team. This Liverpool team, where if you don't mention that Van Dijk's the greatest defender in the Premier League right now, that Salah is the best player in the league, that they just bought Vert for 120 million, that Ekatike is Henry Part 2, then you're a piece of shit, yeah? But as soon as you say that Liverpool are favourites to win the league, say, hey, lad, calm down. Like, no, mate. No. You can't have it both ways. Liverpool won the league, yeah? They added reinforcements to that very good squad anyway. They are favourites.
Yeah,
Manchester City are a solid team. Now they look a bit shaky with Trafford now. They've seen a few couple of games now. Now maybe they ain't quite the favourites anymore that he's were. It's going to be up and down. It's going to be up and down. But they're looking for Donnarumma. But they get Donnarumma. They're 100%.
I was watching the Sky Sports transfer news just before we came on, and it looks like Donnarumma's done. Personal terms are agreed. It's now just between Man City and PSG.
There we go. There we go. Pep saw that problem in the first training session, not even the first game. In the first, because you heard rumours straight away. Donnarumma's 27.
I think it's still
Scott Carson job, mate.
Yeah, it's still contingent on Edison leaving. Yes, obviously, but I think that's done as well. But bottom line is, if Edison don't leave, then Edison's going back to number one. So, like, they've
back in the sticks, 100% back in the sticks. So, yeah, City are going to be about it. Liverpool are going to be about it, and Arsenal, the underdogs that people had already written off.
No, I'm not having that. You're going too far. You're one of the three teams that you three should be.
And Chelsea, because I'm not allowing Chelsea to spend $2 billion, talk all the shit that they talk every single season, and especially after winning the Confederations Cup and that other Mickey Mouse Cup they won, that Tin Pot Cup, especially after winning that and shouting to high heaven about how good that João Pedro is, that Pedro Neto is, and Pedro Palmer, how good they are, Ballon d'Or winners, all summer. Apparently, after that first game of the season, they want to bury their heads in the sand and go and disappear again. Not having it. You are part of this title challenge as well. And if you're not, you're getting absolutely cooked by the end of the season because you've got your daggers out every time Arsenal play. Embarrassing. So that's the four teams that are going to be involved in it. Tottenham, look, if they go on a nice little run, it only takes a nice little run and then for them to.
Cut here. You're getting into some Mikel Arteta territory here.
There's 9 teams. There are fucking 9 teams. There are fucking 9 teams.
I'm not having Spurs are going for a title
Spurs
change.
Spurs will drop off. Spurs will drop off because of Europe and their shit houses.
And there's Spurs. There's Spurs.
I forgot this is meant to be a neutral pod. But I don't care.
No, it's not. Never having that, mate. Never having that. They're the 4 teams.
Look good. They're going to take points of teams. Hopefully, take points from Liverpool. Do everyone a favour. Keep them quiet a little bit. But it's going to be a good season, I think. I think it's going to be really entertaining for every other fan. I think it's going to be very topsy-turvy. Up and down in between that top spot. It's going to be different teams. Here, there, and everywhere. So just be patient with every team because it's going to be a good one. A lot of good players have come into the Premier League. A lot of good players have moved to different Premier League clubs like Eze. So really excited to see what's going to happen there. Before we go, I want to speak about Everton. Everton were my dark horses, the team that I tipped to hit Europe next season, get that 8th spot. David Moyes is in his Fergie era. And I'm not talking about he's as good as Ferguson, but he's comfortable. He knows his own skin. Like he knows the players that he needs and wants and what can be a successful Premier League team. And he's building that with Everton. You've got Ndiaye, Iliman Ndiaye, very good player. I really do rate him. And at Everton, he's looking like he's developing well. Tiano Barry. Looks like a little bit of a tidy player as well. But also Kieran Dewsbury-Hall, very, very good player. Very underutilized at Chelsea. But there was a reason why Maresca brought him in to Chelsea. Because he sees that he's a player that was probably too good for Leicester and could do bits. And a player that he trusted. Very good player. And Everton fans found that out over the weekend. And then the main man, the man that I said would get that team ticking, Jack Grealish, and he did exactly that. Jack Grealish was just, look, I said it to Garth the other night. I said that Pep gets a lot of criticism for taking the creativity and flair, not creativity, the flair out of a player's game. So has them maybe a bit over-disciplined. But Jack Grealish, I feel that has added discipline to his game because of that. And hopefully at Everton, he can find that happy medium between what he had at Villa and what he had at Man City and And if he does, he's going to be a very, very good player for Everton. And
first
Everton
game,
trying to Diblin as well.
They've just signed it. I was away there. 35 million all with add-ons. Great bit of business.
Yeah, up to 44 mil. So
yeah, I do think Tyler Diblin is a little overhyped for what he actually is. But
same here.
Yeah,
but I think with the likes of Grealish there, with the other players they've already got there, he can kind of be that rotation, be that play himself in, and eventually be a starter.
He's good. He's like the like I said, the sort of winger I like, pacing, get dribbly with a bit of skill. Like he's a decent player. Like I have completely changed now. They've made some signings. When I said Everton, I worried for him. That was before they had Grealish. That was before they had Barry. That was before they had Tyler Diblin. Like I'm now fully on board with that. Yeah, they've got a team there. If they stay fit, if they work. I mean, just
and look at the defense as well.
Yeah, solid. And David Moyes is a solid defensive manager as well.
Yeah,
people start to play, but he'll get you up that table. But on Jack Grealish, I won't allow any Jack Grealish slander. I think he's a great bowler, and the stats against Brighton, pass accuracy was his worst one, 85%. So not great, but 58 touches, 14 duels entered, 7 ball recoveries, 6 duels won, 5 attempted dribbles, 5 completed dribbles, 3 out of 3 tackles won, 3 big chances created, 2 assists, and a partridge in the pear tree. Complete performance. Newcastle pull one back.
Get in there. Get in there. Go on.
Newcastle.
Inject it. Inject it. Come on. Come on.
But Jack Grealish could be a catalyst for that team that really pushes them up the table because he's a anyone who don't, I'm sorry, that's one of them ones. I'm going to say a generalisation. If you don't rate Jack Grealish as a baller, I question your knowledge.
100%.
Your ball knowledge.
100%. That goes with the Martin Odegaard. Sorry to be Arsenal through and through there and Arsenal make it about Arsenal. But I said the same thing about Odegaard. I say the same thing about Grealish. You just openly dismiss Grealish as a bowler. Yeah. I switched off. Now, if you want to take him for certain things, that's fine.
His lifestyle. Did he hit the heights that he could have hit if he'd been a little bit more? I can have that conversation with you. But you're right. If you just write him off like he's an any man, I don't get it. The geezer's a quality footballer, like actual footballer, top quality. So and Everton have pulled out a winner by getting him. So
they have, and I look at Everton's squad. Ilham and Dye, quality player. Grealish, Dewsbury Hall. Idrissa Gueye, solid defensive midfielder. James Garner, who's come on leaps and bounds since he's left Man United.
James Garner's one of those players that if he's got a good team around him, he's going to be a good player. If he's in a bad team, he's going to look rubbish because he's nothing special. That's one way to put it. But his game will elevate along with the rest of that team, if you know what I mean. So the guys they signed from
got a goal as well, didn't he?
The young left back they got from Bayern is meant to be, quite good as well.
Ryan?
No, ends now. He's a left back. He's like 19. They picked him up from Bayern Munich for about 10 mil this summer. I don't know much about him, but he's meant to be quite decent. Adam Asnou, that's it. Aznou is meant to be good.
And they managed to keep hold of Braithwaite as well. Like it's things like that which will like a really big things, especially when the following season you then add a Grealish, a Dewsbury Hall. You add this real quality. Players like Braithwaite won't be looking to make that move now. He'll be thinking, oh, this Everton team, I could do a bit with this Everton team. Maybe it's a couple more seasons here, see if we can get a run in Europe, see if we can win a cup or something, and then potentially, like you now not got to worry about that. That's not even a thing in your mind that you could potentially have to move clubs in the next season or so, or you're not happy because you're just constantly in a relegation fight. You can enjoy your football because you're going to start having wins again. Like, I really do think Everton are
really still got Seamus Coleman. They have still got Seamus Coleman as well, just as the club captain, 36 years old. Yes. Like you can always count. You can always count on Seamus Coleman, mate. So that's quality. And they've still got. They've got. Do you know what? They've also got some young players that I liked before they joined there. Beto, the striker.
Beto's a decent player. Like
he's 27.
Beto was a bit of a bumbling, just a lump. But he's actually all right. He's all right. He's
And
not bad.
Yusuf Chimeti as well. Chimeti, the geezer, I think he was at Sporting. Yeah, Sporting.
Yes. The winger is that.
He ain't scored yet, which is a problem for as a striker, but he's got potential. Like if he gets into a good team now with Grealish and Diblin and whoever else, like you're saying, down, like he could put some goals for him in. So obviously still got Pickford as well. Yeah, completely changed my opinion, Kid. You were right, man. Like I had them struggling, but they're going to be up there or thereabouts this season, definitely.
Yeah,
if they stay fit.
They've added quality to their team, which has then made their team have depth now.
Yeah.
Whereas last season you was looking at their strike force where you had what's his name? What's his name? Always nursing an injury. The one you nearly bought.
Oh, I would have cried. Oh God, I can't think of his name now. Yeah.
Went to Leeds.
Calvin
Calvert-Lewin, yeah. So you always had him there, but always injured. So you only had Beto as an option, it worked good. The midfield was just like you said, James Garner didn't have anyone around him. He had like Idrissa Gueye, and he needed something else. They've added something else. They've added quality. They've added someone in Dewsbury Hall who I think can really do some good things now, and potentially get an England call up at some point because he's so not like complete. Like I'm not saying he's the complete player, but he's got everything. He can go forward. He can tackle. He's a classic 8.
Yeah, for a World Cup, someone like Dewsbury Hall is a great player because he can play in the 6, he can play in the 10. Yeah. He's got versatility about him. Yeah. So if he starts playing well, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be surprised to see him in
because them places in that first 30 would usually go down to a James Ward-Prowse. So now that will be a Kieran Dewsbury Hall. So I think if he can have good form this season, I think he'd be knocking on the England door. So look. Everton, like I said, is my team to watch. As your look, we do the has your stance changed on the teams going up, teams winning the top 4 to top 6, and they're going down in a couple of weeks. Who do you think is going to be the first manager to get the sack?
Oh, bro, put me on a spot there with that one. Potter. It is Potter at West Ham, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, Potter. West Ham are in trouble.
We said that though.
Just a couple of weeks in, nothing's changed for me. I think it's the top 3's the top 3. Fourth place could be anyone, and the 3 that I said going down, they're the 3 going down. I think it's Burnley, Wolves, and West Ham are going down. So that's what I said. But West Ham, my gosh, mate, they looked terrible against Chelsea. I don't know if you saw. Oh my goodness, mate.
5-1. 5-1 about the PR Express FC. Hype Train FC, like Chelsea, where that 2 billion gets spent FC, like next spend FC. I don't like doing this.
And Chelsea fans, don't be taking any hype from beating West Ham 5-1. This is a team that got beat by Sunderland 3-0 the week before. Their squad is nothing. They are trash. They are trash, mate. Yeah.
They are.
Oh my God! Like I couldn't believe it.
Like, they are a bunch of old men with a couple of kids scattered around, and they are clueless.
Yeah. My mate who goes West Ham a lot, he's not season ticket holder, he goes a lot. I play COD with him. He said before the season started, he's like, mate, this is it for us. We're not going into the Premier League next year. And that's before he saw a game. And now he's seen them lose 3-0 to Sunderland and 5-1 to Southampton to Sunderland. And he's like, yeah, mate, like Potter's gone. He reckons Potter's gone by Christmas at best.
Mate.
Like before November.
Not being funny, but they've got some lower league Premier League players, and a load of Championship players that are brought into the Premier League. Now, if I would have told you this team 4 seasons ago, you'd have been like Kyle Walker-Peters, Somerville, and these aren't bad players. I'm not criticising these players, But West Ham,
it's relative to the league.
The West Ham that were bantering Arsenal like 4 or 5 years ago, the West Ham that won the cup, the West Ham that were getting top half Premier League finishes, 8th, 7th. Yeah, that West Ham. We're talking about Somerville, Carl Walker-Peters, who else? Callum Wilson, who you just brought in, who played. How many games has he played in the last 2 years? Like Freddie Potts, again, not a bad player, but now these are starters. Mastropanov, Arsenal reject, who done well in Stuttgart, has now come to West Ham. Like
even like you're saying, some of the players that they bought, they have not got even close to what I thought they'd do. Like Somerville was bad man in the Championship for Leeds, like a bad man, like he really was, but ain't done nothing for it.
Yeah,
Maximilian
Cornet.
Cornet, bruv. Honestly, you go through it, and like even to Debo, I thought was decent. You know, still got Souček there. You it's like
yeah, and Souček was a problem a few years ago, but that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, Emerson Palmieri, like, oh my god, like
again, Emerson, like but he'd be a squad player. Like if you really want to do bits, if you really want to get even top half now, look at the players that people are buying. They're being smart. They're trying to get the Caicedos before the Chelseas. They're trying to get the Gravenberches and these other players before the Liverpools. So you've got to compete with that now. You ain't doing nothing. You ain't getting top half finish if you think that Carl Walker-Peters is your main guy, is your guy at right back. You ain't doing nothing if you're bringing in Callum Wilson and you think you're a serious team.
Yeah. Your second options are Callum Wilson and Falkirk. Like,
I'm sorry, you should have sold Paqueta to Man City for 70, 80 million 3 seasons ago. Sold him. You should have taken that money and run. You should have known what his gambling issues were about. Everyone knows. People know. People in these clubs know what players are like. Oh, he loves a gamble. But when footballers love a gamble, that's 50, 60 grand a gamble. That's a problem. Get him out. You don't need that mentality in your team. And look what happened? Your big Sal got flushed down the toilet because he had that case on his head. He's now over it now, isn't he?
He's been cleared, but it'll always be. Listen, they always get cleared. They always get cleared, but you know that when I saw a YouTube video where it marked out like the improper betting patterns and the yellow cards he was getting, and when it was blatant. It was blatant. He wasn't throwing games. He wasn't match fixing. Let's get that clear. But he was getting yellows when he should, like, you know what I mean, for silly fouls, like clear betting manipulation, whatever that's called. You know what I'm saying? Like, he weren't throwing it into the goal like Bruce Grobbelaar was back in the day. Like, oh no, sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Worried there.
Newcastle are all over Liverpool at the moment. Honestly, the last 20 minutes is going to be fun. 90% possession in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, look, we'll finish slandering West Ham in a second, but I just want to go for their team. Tadebo, decent player, but that's a backup at any top Premier League side. Killerman, I think he got overrated when he was at Wolves. Decent enough player, but I'm sorry.
Another Wolves player
overrated
from when they were at Wolves.
I thought he was overrated when he was at Wolves. Like, I'm sorry, but anyone who Twitter is absolutely glazing over, you need to ignore. Because they're either Messi, Yamals, or they're these players that they overly rate. The Jed Spences, the Killerman.
Sorry, kid, I was looking at his stats on Wikipedia, and it's like England's career, 25 caps. I'm like,
futsal.
Futsal! Don't be putting up your Wikipedia when you're a Premier League footballer. Yeah. That's outrageous. That's outrageous.
England futsal player. Like, he's good on the ball. But, like, you bought him to be your main centre-back. Your main centre-back. Who's this brother? Argard. Sorry, don't know him. Like, what? Where'd you get him from?
He's been here a couple of years. He went on the loans of Sociedad last year. And he's just another one of them West Ham players.
Did he have a good season?
At Sociedad, he didn't do too bad, but at West Ham, I mean, he's been there since 2022, bro. Come from Rennes, but he's just one of those players, mate. You know what I mean? Like, he's a body. He's not bad. He's not good.
They've gone on a budget 2-bob champ run. They've tried to bring in 6 players that on champ in season 3. So he's got a Ballon d'Or nominee, and that's what they've done with this team. And I worry. I think my bottom 3 is going to change. I'm not going to change it now, but yeah, I look at their team. I like Ward-Prowse, but it's a season. He should be now the backup. Like, he shouldn't be your main centre midfielder.
Ward-Prowse has regressed.
legs.
He should have Southampton. He should have left Southampton years before he did, and West Ham bought him when he was on his downward spiral. Like they bought him at 29, 28, 29. They like if he'd gone to if James Ward-Prowse had gone to an Arsenal, not a Chelsea because they brilliant players, a United, a Liverpool, or even a Newcastle or something, a top 6, 17. 5 years ago, I think we'd see a much different player than we see today. A much different player than we see today.
I don't know why they stayed at Southampton so long, so I'm glad Tyler Dibling got out because you don't.
Yeah, I think it's because I think it's comfortable. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to cast aspersion on players, but the fans love you when you're there, and it's a very comfortable. Like nothing's expected of Southampton. Nothing's expected of their players. You get decent money because they're the only club in the area. Obviously, I know Portsmouth is down the road, but honestly, people like I didn't realise how far away Portsmouth was from Southampton.
But it's Southampton's a nice area. It's not that Portsmouth's not, but Southampton's a nicer area. It's a well-to-do area. It's got what's it called? Sandbanks.
No, that's where I live, mate. That's Bournemouth. Southampton is not that, bro. That doesn't sound like Port City, mate. Now I'm casting aspersions. I lived there. Don't come at me, all right? I lived there for 6 full years. I love Southampton. But Southampton is not what you're thinking of, mate. That's Bournemouth.
From a coastal town, is it?
Yeah.
I look at this.
It's not a coastal town. Like it's not a beach or nothing. It's just a port city, Southampton. You know what I mean? It's more like Hull, or you know what I mean, like that, like one like something like that, bruv. So. It's a nice place, but it's not. Bournemouth's lovely. Bournemouth is, they're going to be hating me now. Bournemouth's better than Southampton. I've said it. Bournemouth's better than Southampton.
I'm looking at these other players, and I'm like, nah, like Andrew Irving, and I'm not dismissing these players, but
didn't he play for the Detroit Pistons? Isn't like who's Andrew Irving from?
He was where was he last season? Oh, what is this? Second division of Austria.
That's what I'm just looking at. Austria Klagenfurt.
Like
Turkey. Guku Munchin. Bro. Yes, sir.
This is the insurance job, mate. Like this is the equivalent of someone burning down the garage and getting the money for it. It's like the owners are saying, do you know what? Let's just go down. Let's win that league. Let's win the championship. Get the fans back on side. Have a couple of hype seasons, and then we do the same thing again. What is this investment? Like I look at it. Look, I've got no hate against players like Andy Irving, yeah. But what was your goal this season? What was your goal this season? Because I'm looking at these players, and it ain't it. It ain't it, mate. And I look at owners and I look at what they brought in before, and I think to myself, it ain't it. You ain't done nothing since.
Yeah, if you're 25 and you've only had one Scotland cap, then I'm like, it's not like come on now, you know.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
The one that they did sign this season, El Hadji Malik Diouf, is meant to be. He's meant to be all right, the left wing back, young player, but Will they make anything of him at West Ham? I doubt it. You know what I mean? But he is meant to be top quality. So
but that's a player that when West Ham struggled to battle against relegation for the next 2 seasons, people take a shine to him, and they have to sell him for 30 mil because he didn't join England for this. Like I come to the Premier League to win trophies. Like so, look, I worry for West Ham now. I've seen them play 2 games. I'm now had a little deep dive into their squad. And it's trash. Sorry, West Ham fans. You know as well as I do. That's not good enough. Your owners now. When West Ham fans want to moan about their owners, I'm with them on this. Your owners they love a Hollywood name. They love a player that was a big name that didn't quite do it, and they don't look at the reasons why they didn't quite do it. It's generally attitude and big wages, and those 2 combinations don't really mix well. So, and it's happened for a good few years now at West Ham. They've been bringing the names in with the attitudes, and they turn it on every now and again. Yarmolenko's and the other all the rest of these players that are the same. The Arnautovic
is he still there?
No, I think he went, didn't he? Didn't Yarmolenko went?
Yeah, I was going to say because otherwise dear, yeah.
But it's that they love those sorts of players. They love the black book, the agent player.
Even like they brought that Edison in, didn't they? The Edison Alvarez, who was meant to be a quality number 6.
Yeah. And he's gone
just loaned him out
to Leverkusen, is it?
Fenerbahce. He's on Fenerbahce.
Yeah.
But he was part of that Ajax team that everyone took players from, like with the Danny.
Only there one season.
Van de Beeks. No, 2 years. I think he's been there. Let's have a quick look.
And why they not doing the business?
I don't know. He played 73 games over 2 years, and now they've loaned him out.
So regular, So look, it's obviously Potter don't fancy him. Potter wants more of a ball playing midfield. But yeah, look, your midfield's got no legs. I sound like the what's it called? The what's it called?
Oh, well, yeah, I know you.
Your midfield's got no legs.
Got no hands.
The striker's got no pace. Yeah, so West Ham in trouble. You can't be losing 5-1 to Chelsea, although they are a good team and a better team to you. You had the pride of London, and that's a derby for you. That's a team you hate, so you can't be spanked by Chelsea. That's embarrassing, and that will hurt the fans. So yeah.
From what I watched, it was a capitulation, mate. It was a complete capitulation. West Ham players looked like they were giving. Again, I hate you. I've not got the vocabulary to give a better phrase for it, but it looked like they were giving up on the pitch. They weren't, but they knew what was coming. You know what I mean? And so you don't give them the 100%. You're giving them 97%. You're not getting injured. You know what I mean? Like they were down. They're going down unless something changes dramatically for West Ham in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to have to be. I said it. They're going to have to, if they're in this position, if they're doing the same stuff around Christmas, they're going to have to make a bold move and get a new manager and give them a big budget in the transfer window in January. Because West Ham are banging trouble. Because it'll be very hard to get them out of this rut. And I'm looking at the players, and their squad's actually not good enough. So, yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for joining us, Garth.
Pleasure as always, mate. Thank you for having me, mate.
Of course. Make sure you join us every Monday night at 8 o'clock. Go and follow me on the Transfer Exchange Show on TikTok and Arsenal. Kieran AFC. I do this every week. Kieran AFC. We're nearly enough at the 7,000 mark on Kieran AFC. I think 6.5. And we're nearly at the 8,000 mark on the Transfer Exchange Show page. So doing well. Trying to get to 10K.
Quality content pages, people. Get them numbers up. Get them numbers up on these pages. You won't regret it. Trust me on this one. Especially when Kieran's in a mood about something. Be it Liverpool fans, be it Arsenal fans in particular. Be it Arsenal fans in particular that are taking the piss. It's always good content, quality gold content. That is.
I don't hold back. If Arsenal fans need to have their neck wound in, don't worry. I'm there cranking it in, mate. Don't worry. I'm there giving them the elbow in the pressure points. Like, shut up, turn it in. Like, stop, chill out. But yeah, go and follow us on those pages. If you are new to the show, press that like and subscribe. If you're watching on Twitter, make sure you press that retweet and press that like. Thank you for joining us tonight. Peace out, people. Stay safe and wash your hands.